Joined here with Sky from Tagboard. Sky, how are you?
I'm wonderful, JP. It's good to be not on the Zoom in person here.
Yes, I know. We're always on Zoom.
And in our Storyteller studio for the day where we've been recording different episodes of the podcast, running Tagboard on it all. And it's just a good way to show off a little bit.
It is actually. And you guys actually take over this space during NAB for a lot of different podcasts and shows throughout the week and have guests throughout, the people that you work with, as well as people who are at NAB.
Yeah, we do. It's a good way for us to show off how lightweight production can happen.
Okay.
And so they have a control room here, but we are powering everything, on-screen graphics, the 40-foot wall LED, all from a laptop with Tagboard. And so it's a really good way for us to showcase how you can produce professional content on a laptop, which is, kind of like your show here, where it's lightweight production at its best.
I was going to bring that up as you kind of rolled into that and started talking about that. That's actually something that we are actually doing here live from the event all week, is actually using Tagboard graphics. So all the graphics you see. And so basically, if you see the graphics, then you can actually see how Tagboard works within the system.
Yes, and you guys always do a great job of it. But and I think the templated nature of it all, right, where you can have a graphic and maybe get a spark of idea from our template library that you use for it, or event to event, you change out different things like custom fonts and colors and whatnot, and bring it a different look to life. But the templated nature of it's a big part of what it all is as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something that you guys have, from the Tagboard side, been working on, is coming up with templates and in a library that makes it easier for people to basically create their graphics, brand it, and come up with different ways so that they don't spend a lot of time having to maybe do a lot of the design. You have some templates they can start out with.
Exactly. It's a big part of it. Not everybody has a full design team or access to a design team to get them started. And for those that do, we give them the tools to just upload their content directly into the platform. But for anyone that's, needs a little design support, you don't want to, it's like writer's block. You look at a blank page and it can be hard to get that first sentence on the page.
Yep.
We think we can give designers and teams that first sentence by giving them the template library, where it's a little jump start on creation for them. And then even if people have designers, it's just a inspiration library where you can go in and see all the different things you can do within Tagboard, because there's things that everyone thinks of Tagboard as a social media company, but there's live data integrations in there from sports data or Sport Radar. There's polling, there's QR code data, there's Google Sheets integrations. There's so many different interactive tools and ways to automate your data on your shows that we just try to put that all out in front of people.
And that's something that I found that we've even, when working together on like these events that we do, and part of the lightweight production is being able to incorporate something that's very easy to do through like LiveView Studio and using part of the LiveView products. And I want to say also a shout out to Sky and the Tagboard team. Thank you for helping be a great tech partner in this process. Sky's been a fantastic support resource. And in fact, on the watch page, you'll see a link, or you'll see the graphic for their branding. If you click on that, it'll link to the Tagboard website. We'll obviously put some other information here in a moment. But I want to appreciate them and all that you've done in supporting us and what we're doing here at NAB and other previous events that we've worked together on.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a great partnership because you're really living out our mission as a company, which is, democratizing production, that anybody can go out and produce content and good content. And it can be done in a lightweight way, and you can produce from everywhere. And so your show is a perfect example because the Tagboard operator is in Montreal or in Seattle, and we're in Las Vegas. And it's just such a huge benefit to being able to do productions at scale when you can have your team spread out all over the place.
And I think that's kind of where here at the show in NAB, I mean, we've been talking throughout the week about, what's the general direction and the vibe of the industry and those type of elements. So I think one of the things that we see is remote production, obviously, and different parts of that process involved.
Yeah, remote production's just huge right now. I know there's a track at NAB. It's, also programming everywhere. So it's like your team can be anywhere,
Right.
and then you can scale fast enough to get your content everywhere as
Right.
well, because you need that content not just on your linear channels, but on your digital channels. You need it verticalized for TikTok and for Instagram, and you want it
Right.
horizontal on YouTube. And so we really think that we provide the tools not just to have a lightweight and remote production, but also be able to create programming that goes everywhere at the same time.
And that's just before we wrap up, that's kind of a good segue into talking about where short form video, that content we've talked about, even the live elements of where you guys are working on your templates in different ways. If you kind of work with LiveView and other partners within your own ecosystem, is how do we create that vertical content in a live format, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So many people think of vertical as post-production.
Right.
If you go on there and you click on the live tab, not a lot of people are going live on those platforms because their focus has always been on horizontal and everything goes post-production to the others. But what we've seen through some vertical live productions is that there's an appetite there.
Sure.
And we just did one a few weeks back, and it was more of an amateur event, and it 5x the viewership of their professional event that they had earlier. There's just a lot of people out there that are looking for live content, and it's good content, and it keeps them engaged. And so yeah, we not just horizontal templates, but vertical templates, and we're building out the ability where you punch one and both fly at the same time as well.
And I'm excited about where you guys are going with that, as well as just the overall ability to insert, additional elements, polling, and just different ways to connect the audience and type in a immersive experience in terms of viewing the live event, whether you're there in person or remote, right? Obviously you're trying to give them the people online a unique experience, right? To feel like they're part of the event, right? Or our talk show or those different
Exactly.
things.
I mean, the key is, I think there's 3 steps. It's like, as a broadcaster or as a producer, you need to ask your audience questions, and you need to listen to what they say back to you.
Right.
And then the part that people miss is you got to react to that or respond to it a little bit of like, get there. If you're actually listening to them, they're telling you what they want. Like you got to respond to it. And that, then you're going to grow your viewership. You're going to have longer watch times, all the metrics that people are looking for.
I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate just taking a few moments. I know you've been extremely busy all week here that's
how NAB goes.
That's how it goes. And I'm super excited about where you guys are going. And thank you again. Appreciate your support.